welcome to another edition of Salukimania. I'm SIU writer Todd Hefferman, and with me, as always, is the Southern Sports editor Les Winkeler. We're here to chat some Saluki football. SIU hosts Eastern Illinois Saturday night, 6 p.m. It's the home opener at Saluki Stadium. Tickets are now available, and the place seats 15,000. I'm hoping they get about 12 or 13. But ranked team in Eastern Illinois just moved up to number 14 and number 16. And they are going to bring a pretty fast, high-tempo spread offense. They're just going to try to throw the ball all over the place, less. So what do you think is more likely to happen? The game gets over in less than 4 hours, or one of those teams scores 35 points or more?
Oh, it's a foregone conclusion that probably both teams are going to score more than 35. And if the game's over by 10, 15, I'll be fairly happy. I'll be bored stiff, but fairly happy. The last year's game, Eastern came out and just threw the ball over the yard. SIU was woefully unprepared. They've improved against the spread. They had troubles at Illinois last week, especially in the first half. I think they'll be a little bit more prepared for Eastern this year, but it's still an offense that right now defenses are behind when it comes to defending the spread. So SIU is going to have to control the ball a little bit better than they did last year. They're going to have to control the ball a little bit better than they did Saturday. Saw some glimmers of hope on that the second half on Saturday, but we shall see.
We didn't get to really see the running game very much because they got behind so quickly at the half. They were down 25-7 and had to kind of get away from that. But I think they will be a good running team. You know, how important is that, do you think, on Saturday?
Well, I think Saturday is going to be very important. The more SIU can keep the ball away from Eastern, the better it is. Eastern's just going to take it and throw it around. I remember specifically last year when 3 down, 3 and out that Eastern had. They only ate up 19 seconds on the clock. So, against a high-scoring team like that, I think it's important that you control the ball. And obviously, Eastern is going to just do whatever they have to do to move the ball down the field. And sometimes they'll score quickly. Sometimes SIU will get the ball back quickly. But the longer SIU can hang on to the ball, the better.
I just kind of see it as playing into SIU's hands potentially with their secondary being one of the best parts of their defense, but I wasn't encouraged by all the big plays they gave up against Illinois.
Well, there were a couple times. Illinois had success a couple times throwing the ball downfield, and they hit open receivers. There's no question about it. But but on several of the others, SIU it was just a little bubble screen swing pass type thing that everybody does out of the spread. And there were once or twice where SIU actually had a couple defenders there ready to make the play, and Illinois either got a good block or SIU missed a tackle. And when that happens on the edge, the plays can go for a long way. But yeah, there were a few times where the receivers were left wide open. But overall, I didn't think the cornerbacks did too bad a job of covering the receivers.
And with this offense, kind of adds a little bit of drama to the second half of the game, because even if you're down big, if you can get a couple stops in a row, you will have a chance to come back, because Eastern Illinois is not expected to change their offense even if they're up 2 or 3 scores in the third quarter. They're just going to keep throwing the ball.
They'll keep throwing the ball, and drama is not a word I associate with the spread offense. It took 3.5 hours for anything to get interesting up at Illinois on Saturday. But when you throw the ball like that, you live by the sword and you die by the sword. The spread is not a good offense, and you're trying to protect the lead because you can give the ball back very quickly. And there are some high-risk throws made. Whether or not that plays in SIU's hands, I don't know. As I said, I think defenses are still behind the curve on the spread, so I think that plays into Eastern's hands.
I was encouraged that SIU, they missed a tackle on Josh Ferguson's touchdown, but other than that, I didn't see them miss a lot of tackles, and I think that's going to help them on Eastern, where you pretty much have to give up the 3 or 4 yard passes and try to tackle them at the point of them catching the football and not letting them turn around and go. And I think SIU is going to be able to do that on Saturday.
They really did do a pretty good job of that. And once or twice when the Illinois receivers tried to reverse their field, it seemed like SIU had backside pursuit too that really shut off those avenues too. So, yeah, like I said, it's just an offense that right now is generating a lot of yards all the time. And while SIU wasn't spectacular against it, they weren't terrible either. And this is going to be maybe even a tougher test than Illinois was.
This will be the first time, I believe, Eastern Illinois is going for a 2-0 start with 2 road games. This is the first time that SIU's played them when they've been ranked in a while. But now, and Dale Lennon kind of said this yesterday, the tables are a little bit turned, where last year SIU was the one that had finished fairly well and it was coming off a decent season, and Eastern was the one that was kind of toward the back end of their conference, and now SIU's got a big chance to not only go 1-1, but make a statement of where they're going to finish this year.
Yeah, maybe SIU overlooked Eastern last year. I don't know. I wouldn't say that they did or whatever, but there's no chance of them doing that this year. They're well aware. They're well aware of what Eastern's capable of, given the win last year, and then their big win over San Diego State this year. And I think the team's a little bit more comfortable within the offense. The offensive line, I thought, played pretty well in the second half at Illinois. Gave Corey Faulkner a lot of time to throw. He was able to get some throws downfield, which last year the team was totally lacking in big play capability. And this year it looks like that is going to be a part of their arsenal. They did get the ball downfield to Pruitt and Lance a couple times, which is a good omen. So if they do fall behind, I think this team is a little bit better equipped to come back from behind than last year's team. Again, we'll have to see how that scenario plays out.
And we'll see how the home field advantage plays out too. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. You can follow along on our pregame blog starting about 5:30. You can also follow along at thesouthern.com during the game, and we hope to see you there. Thanks for joining us.